Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful collar from scratch. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're very welcome. I share easy beginner-friendly fashion tutorials and creative tips to help you sew with confidence. Whether you're a beginner or you're just looking for some clean finishing techniques, then this tutorial is for you. Let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is get my pattern paper and just mark out the border line. After connecting that with a straight line, I'm just going to label it the center front line. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the border line of the bottom. And after that, I'm just going to go ahead to get my round neckline. Just divide your round neckline by 2. In my case, I got 9 inches. And I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches from the center front line and then go up again by 1 inch. After doing that, I'm also going to put the half of my round neck on the pattern paper. The next thing I'm going to do is to replicate the same measurement on the side front. So go up by 1.5 inches and go up again by 1 inch and then connect those points. So after connecting the points, I'm just going to cut out the border line, the excess on the border line. I'm just going to take it off so there will be no confusion. So make sure you take that out. Now the next step is to come up by 1/2 inch. Just watch what I'm doing and follow the steps so it's not too confusing. So come up by 1/2 inch and then you're going to get the midpoint of your 9 inches, which is the half of your round neck. Mine is 9 inches and half of 9 inches is 4.5 inches. So I'm just going to place that there. That will serve as our midpoint. And I'm just going to connect that with a curve to that point. After doing that, on the second line, you're going to go up again by 1/2 inch. Just follow what I'm doing so you don't get confused. So the next thing I did was to come up by 1/2 inch, and then on the side you're just going to go in by 1 inch to determine where the curve is going to stop. So you're going to take your French curve and then slightly curve it into the second line. Just watch what I'm doing so you don't get confused. Yes, so the way I placed my French curve, you're going to place it that same way on the second line. Yes, and you're just going to curve that out. Now you can see I went in by 1 inch. That's where the curve stopped at. And then I went up by 1/2 inch. And then you're just going to connect that to the midpoint. To this midpoint. And then you can see this edge is sharp. We don't want that. So you're just going to blend it in with your hand. Yes, just blend it in nicely. And then we have the stand. So this is our stand. Now we're going to get the collar. So to get the collar, I'm just going to go up by 3.5 inches. Do the same thing on the other side. And then you're going to connect those points together. Now the standard length for your collar is between 8 to 9 inches. So I'm going to use 9 inches because I want mine slanted a bit. So I'm just going to use 9 inches. You can use 8 inches if you want because it's between 8 to 9 inches. So after doing that, I'm just going to go in from the side front line by 1.5 inch and I'm just going to connect those points. Now on your center front, you're just going to go up by 1.5 inches because our collar is going to be 2 inches. So you go up by 1.5 inches and then you connect to our slant line. Just watch what I'm doing and just follow these steps, okay? Yes, so now we have our collar and we have our stand, and I'm just going to trim that out. If you've come this far, kindly hit the like button and subscribe. It really supports my channel. Thank you. So I've gone ahead to cut out my pieces. Now you're going to need 2 of each piece. Now on the center front, make sure you cut that part on fold. That's actually our center back. I've been using the wrong term for it. So yeah, you're going to cut that into 2 pieces. At this point, you can choose to use your interfacing. You can use your stay or your paper stay, but I'm not doing this with any stay or paper stay. I'm just using the main fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead to stitch the top and then stitch the sides. Don't touch the center, the part I'm pointing at. Just stitch the top and the side. Now after doing that, this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go ahead to notch the edges. I'm just going to turn that out, and be careful when you use your scissors to, bring it out, just so you don't poke through your collar. So this is what our collar is looking like. So I'm just going to join both the stand and the collar together. Just watch what I'm doing and you're going to get it correctly. So I'm going to fold my collar into 2, and then I'm going to notch the midpoint so it's easier when I want to join my stand to my collar. Now after doing this, I'm just going to place my collar side by side with my stand, and I'm also going to pin it from end to end so it's easier for me when I want to sew it on my sewing machine. Now after having all this done, I'm just going to take it over to my sewing machine and sew it from end to end. So now I'm done stitching it, and I'm just going to give this a notch. So I'm just going to turn the stand over. You can see how nice our collar is looking from here. And just go ahead and give this a very good press. Iron it properly. The next and final step will be to join our collar with our shirt. So I'm just going to place it right sides facing right sides. I'm going to pin that down, and then I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and join that part. Now after joining that part, you're just going to turn over to the other side and do the same thing on that side. So you're just going to fold it by 1/2 inch, and you're just going to stitch it down and close up the top part. And there we have it. That is our collar looking all good. Now at this point, you can choose to create your buttonholes, or you can choose to use a press button for your shirt. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and of course subscribe for more fashion content and tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.